Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to play you right now Bill Hemmer and Sochi Hinojosa. This is Bill Hemmer Reports on Fox. You tell me what you hear, okay? This is my cutting-edge, state-of-the-art audio setup. So you just tell me what you hear, ladies and gentlemen. What do you hear?
All of our delegates can participate, whether that is in person or at some remote location. And so right now we're doing everything we can to keep people safe, and you can't say that of Republicans. They continue to plan.
We'll ask them when they're on as well. But I just want to be clear about this. I mean, there's a real possibility that the convention does not happen, or it happens in a virtual sense. Is that correct?
Well, first of all, our convention has to happen because we are not officially nominating Joe Biden in order to take Donald Trump. So our convention is happening. There is business that has to happen. Now, when it comes to what our convention is going to look like, I can guarantee you that our convention will ensure that is safety first. Whether it is our delegates, the people of Milwaukee, or all of those involved in a convention, we will make sure that they are safe, whatever that looks like, and that they vote for our nominee.
Sochi, thank you. Sochi, also there.
Okay, so okay, so am I imagining things? Did I just make the biggest political call of all time, ladies and gentlemen? Of all time. In 2017, share my Huffington Post article below, written in 2017. Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality, get ready for 8 years of Trump. I wrote that in February of 2017. Listen to this. And my Times of Israel article just published the other day. Share that everywhere on Facebook and Twitter. Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. I've been telling you this for about 4 years now. Now, the DNC spokesperson, the communications director is telling you this. So, I'm not part of the DNC apparatus, but I knew in February of 2017 that Hillary Clinton was going to be nominee, and this was all a theatrical performance, a facade, a charade, a scam. But check this out. Check it out.
Donald Trump. So our convention is happening.
I mean, there's a real possibility that the convention does not happen, or it happens in a virtual sense. Is that correct?
Well, first of all, our convention has to happen because we are not officially nominating Joe Biden in order to take Donald Trump. So our convention is happening.
Our convention has to happen because we are not officially nominating Joe Biden to take Donald Trump. We are not officially nominating Joe Biden to take Donald Trump. These are not my words. These are the words of the DNC communications director. Now, I didn't make a big deal of this because I didn't understand the context, and I had not found the entire clip. So you can look. The actual clip is on a Hemmer confronts DNC spokesperson over Flynn unmasking. I was asking for collusion. I haven't heard it. The biggest story in this clip is what this DNC communications director just states. Listen to this clearly. Everything that I've been saying, ladies and gentlemen, is taking place. Hillary Clinton is the only chance they have. Biden is obviously not going to be nominee. They cheated Bernie Sanders in 2016. The DNC in court stated that they don't even have to have a primary and they could pick their nominee in smoke-filled back rooms. The fact that the entire planet believes Biden's going to be nominee just shows you that I've been ahead of all media for about 4 years, 2017, 18, 19, and now we're going on 2020. So going on 4 years, but check this out. Let's listen to this again.
Say that of Republicans, they continue to plan.
We'll ask them when they're on as well. But I just want to be clear about this. I mean, there's a real possibility that the convention does not happen, or it happens in a virtual sense. Is that correct?
Well, first of all, our convention has to happen because we are not officially nominating Joe Biden in order to take Donald Trump. So our convention is happening. There is business that has to happen. Now,
there's business that has to happen. Let's just listen to it again. Ladies and gentlemen, I made the biggest political call of all time. And I was the only there's 33 million YouTube channels. only this channel, H.A. Goodman's other channel, and I'll get to Bizarro World Goodman again, either today or tomorrow, my cousin. But listen, subscribe to those channels below if you want to support my voice long term. My Patreon is below in the pinned comment and description. When I was writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Federalist, The Daily Caller, The Jerusalem Post, The Times of Israel, just recently, I'm telling you, all my writing, everything that I've been saying, it's taking place, people. And just like when NPR quoted me in 2015, and they quoted 538 in the same paragraph, they said Trump wouldn't even be GOP nominee. NPR quoted me saying that Hillary Clinton is unelectable, she'd lose swing states. That's below in the pinned comment and description. This is the second straight election that I will have accurately predicted. But here, check this out.
Keep people safe, and you can't say that of Republicans. They continue to plan.
We'll ask them when they're on as well. But I just want to be clear about this. I mean, there's a real possibility that the convention does not happen, or it happens in a virtual sense. Is that correct?
Well, first of all, our convention has to happen because we are not officially nominating Joe Biden in order to take Donald Trump. So our convention is happening. There is business that has to happen. Now, when it comes to what our convention is going to look like, I can guarantee you that our convention will ensure that we is safety first, whether it is our delegates, the people of Milwaukee, or all of those involved in a convention. We will make sure that they are...
Ladies and gentlemen, check out how this ends.
Whatever that looks like, and that they vote for our nominee.
Sochi, thank you. Sochi, also there...
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely unbelievable. I'll lower the audio settings a little bit. Okay, it is absolutely unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now I've lowered the audio settings a little bit. I won't sound so distorted, or even my natural personality and the way I sound via this amazing mic is distorted naturally. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's taking place. So whether it's tomorrow or the day of the convention in August, I will have made the biggest political call of all time. All of the I'm a Trump supporter. Very happy. Very proud. He's a great president. He's reversing 16 years of failed U.S. foreign policy. Just signed a peace deal to bring home Americans from Afghanistan in March. Nobody talked about that. Nobody cares about that. They don't see the big picture. First president to step foot in North Korea and begin détente between North and South Korea. A roadmap towards peace, where there's diplomatic relationships, a growing diplomatic relationship between North and South Korea. So you have détente, you have some kind of roadmap towards peace. You have President Moon Jae-in stating that President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. You have President Moon Jae-in stating just, a couple months back, that he envisions North and South Korean athletes for a joint Olympic team in the future. And so South Korea is our most important ally in the world, in my view. The two most important, I would say, are South Korea and Israel. South Korea is the strongest democracy. If you look at, there's a democracy index that ranks the strength of democracies. South Korea is the strongest democracy in Asia. Okay. In addition to that, in terms of U.S. history, in terms of geopolitics, in terms of its military and economic standing in that region of the world, and in terms of how important the country is to the United States of America, considering, not just the Cold War U.S. history, but in terms of that region, South Korea is the most important ally we have in Asia, in my view. Let's see, Democracy Index. So, they are democracy index right here, you look at South Korea is the first country in Asia. They're 23rd, above Japan. So Japan is 24th, and above the United States, 25th. So, and in terms of military importance, we already know. You look at the Cold War. You look at the DMZ. You look at exactly what South Korea means to the United States of America. The fact that it can go on forever on why it's the most important ally we have in the world, and definitely in Asia. But if you look at China in 20 years as the world's number one economy, and perhaps the world's number one military in 20 to 30 years, South Korea will be even more important in 20 years to the United States of America. So the fact that President Trump has started détente and a road towards peace, extremely important. But see, again, these are big issues that nobody gives Trump credit for. President Moon Jae-in stated that Trump deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. You're never going to hear that. We never thought it was possible to have a North Korean leader and South Korean leader and the United States of America shaking hands, hugging one another. We never thought it was possible because President Obama and certainly Bush never even got close. Never even got close. And then you have USMCA. You have getting us out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. There's a million reasons. We had record low unemployment before this catastrophe and crisis. Then you have on March 1st, because President Trump had a task force and travel restrictions in January. On March 1st, Andrew Cuomo stated in a tweet, you can look it up, the general risk remains low for the people of New York. There's no reason for undue anxiety. Almost 49% of all the lives lost are in New York, New Jersey, and Michigan. God bless the people of New York, New Jersey, and Michigan. All three Democratic governors. Okay? The majority of states in the top 10 of all the states that are suffering from this crisis have Democratic governors and are blue states. But again, if you take half of the United States, half of the lives lost are in 3 states run by 3 Democratic governors. Cuomo and Whitmer are always at odds with President Trump. You'll never hear that from the media. So the issue here is that you have a situation where everything is politicized. They set up and framed Trump using a dossier purchased by Clinton. They didn't do so to elect Biden or Cuomo. They then had people like Peter Strzok, who in their text messages said, we'll stop Trump. We'll stop him. If they said, we'll stop Clinton, you would never hear the end of it. If Newt Gingrich or Matt Gaetz bought a dossier that said, Madam Secretary enjoys certain activities in a Moscow hotel room, oh my God, you'd never hear the end of it. If you had a Republican administration and an incoming Democratic presidential candidate, and that Republican administration used a dossier purchased by the Democratic candidate's direct political rival, and they used that to obtain FISA reports and deceive judges, and then they had agents saying, we'll stop this Democratic candidate. If it was Clinton, if Matt Gaetz purchased, if this was the Bush administration, and you had John McCain purchasing a dossier against Clinton, and then you had Bush's or President Obama, and you had Bush's intelligence chiefs saying, "Well, we think that he wants a Russian reset," because they came in, President Obama and Biden and Clinton came in with a Russian reset. They could have done the same thing with President Obama, and they didn't. The ODNI report states with moderate to high confidence that any of this happened. They do not state with certainty that Russia even hacked the DNC. And then when they're called out and they're questioned, the House transcripts, the House Intel transcripts, show that Susan Rice, Samantha Power, James Clapper, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, none of them had any evidence. And James Clapper said he had no evidence either. And then the CrowdStrike CEO said he had no concrete evidence. And they're the only ones, again, outsourced by Democrats, who looked at DNC servers. So the whole thing was, if you look at the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and ODNI reports, they come with warranty disclaimers. But again, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot, none of this, the Steele dossier, the FISA applications that were completely riddled with 17 deliberate errors from agents that did not want President Trump. Michael Flynn's 302 notes are nowhere to be found. They unmasked Michael Flynn and went after him, because if they tried to go after him with the Logan Act, okay, then Crossfire Hurricane would have been completely exposed. They didn't tell President Trump the extent of their investigation. Why? Because they didn't treat him the way they treated Dianne Feinstein when they found out that there was an espionage issue that for years and years and years was a big issue with Senator Feinstein. But they let her know of the investigation. They didn't let Trump know. They didn't let Trump know because letting him know would then Trump would know about the FISA applications. He'd know about how they were setting up Carter Page. He'd know about how George Papadopoulos was set up by an Australian ambassador with ties to the Clinton Foundation. The whole thing was hearsay and gossip based on high to moderate confidence of intelligence officials that are now on MSNBC, CNN, and getting published by the Washington Post and New York Times. The whole thing is an obvious setup. They found nothing after 3 years. They never had anything to begin with, and they never even had an actual crime to take place. They literally purchased a scandal because Madam Secretary had top secret and special access program intelligence that everyone knows is impossible to transfer, but she found a way. So that's the biggest cybersecurity debacle of all time. But then, you have millions of people bought her emails, Russia. Now we have the DNC communications director giving everyone the biggest story of all time, and nobody's really talking about it because nobody can even wrap their minds around Clinton becoming nominee again. I will have made the biggest political call of all time. I wrote about this in the Huffington Post. In 2017, Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. NPR quoted me. In 2015, I said Clinton was unelectable, that she would lose swing states. She lost swing states. I wrote in the Times of Israel just the other day, Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. Ladies and gentlemen, Clinton's going to be nominee because she's the only chance they have. Biden wouldn't even win the popular vote. He wouldn't even win the popular vote. He wouldn't even know where he was on election day. He wouldn't win the popular vote, and President Trump would cruise to the easiest victory of all time. And it would be amazing. But they're not doing that. And how do I know? Because the communications director of the DNC literally just said, we're not officially nominating Joe Biden. So give me your thoughts below. The actual quote is, we are not officially nominating Joe Biden. I told you this. And everybody, hey, she's not running, dude, she's not running. Yeah, she's gonna be nominee and she's gonna run. I am the only person on planet Earth who said this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. We're over 15,000 subs on that channel. Subscribe to this channel, but also Bizarro World Goodman. Those links are below. Please share, ladies and gentlemen, everywhere on Twitter, Facebook. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. I suggest that everyone just delete their account. But if you have those, share my Huffington Post article written in 2017. It's below in the pinned comment in the description. Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. And my Times of Israel article, Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going down. It is going down. Thank you so very, very much. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. I made the biggest political call of all time. All of media was saying one thing, and I was saying another for 4 years, and I was right. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.